All right, everybody, welcome to Talking Real Estate with Champions Real Estate Team here at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Company. Happy to have you joining us. My name is Mark Wehner II, team leader, Champions Real Estate Team, and joining me with Williams Mortgage is Russ Williams himself, the myth, the man, the legend. So he'll be kind of touching on with what's going on in the mortgage industry, just some other things we've been touching on off camera here. But so yeah, as we do every week, we jump on and kind of touch on what's going on in the real estate market here in the Omaha metro area over the last week, and hope everyone had a great Memorial holiday. And we'll jump straight into it so we can get on with the rest of the day here. So active listings over the last week, we had just under 400, so 394 new listings. We had 353 new contracts written, so homes that went pending. And then we had 440 new homeowners. So congratulations to them. Hope they had that extended weekend to get all moved in and settled up. But yeah, so as numbers go, not surprising over the holiday weekend that we see a little bit lower numbers than we've seen the previous weeks. Just personally, I know Champions Real Estate Team, we have some listings coming up here probably the next week or so. Went on a listing appointment last week. Nice little ranch at Papillion. So there's the houses that will be coming on the market here as we get after the holiday weekends. We're kind of getting past the graduation parties. I know there's still some coming up this weekend and such. Then you got the College World Series and then Father's Day and all that kind of fun stuff that we typically, you don't think is a big real estate kind of trajectory of what's going on, but you have to take a look at what's going around the community and the activity in that regard. So, but yeah, so I think we're going to see a lot more houses coming up on the market here as we move forward, going through into June, which is typical through that process. So let's take a look at the 30,000 foot view here. Share the other screen for us. Kind of make it a little bit larger if we can here. So 30,000 foot view, looking at the Omaha and Lincoln MLS. We're just at 1553 of active homes for your viewing pleasure out there. Breaking that down in the Omaha metro area, Douglas, Sarpy County, we have 780 homes total for you to look at in about 750,000 population base. And then number of existing homes is just under 370, and then new construction is at 411. So we're seeing that existing home number kind of tick up a little bit from about a month ago, where we were just barely getting over that 300 mark. So like I said, there's going to be more houses coming on the market. Months of inventory, just under that, about 1 month supply of inventory. So basically, if no more houses came on the market, we would basically be out of houses in 1 month. Average sold price staying steady right around that 305 mark, about up 14% from this time last year. So we're seeing a steady increase. I know we'll touch on it just a little bit, but what the rent prices are doing, the numbers came out that Russ and I were touching on beforehand. So as we're looking into it, what's going on in the market here, it's still very active. We're not seeing as much the large number of multiple offers as far as number of contracts per house. But I think it is a property by property basis. So if you are looking and you're trying to get that diamond in the rough, the one that's perfect, updated, everything's done, yards manicured, all that kind of fun stuff, and all the bells and whistles, those ones are probably going to get some pretty good traffic as far as offers go. Even some of those ones that need a little bit of work, there's a lot of investors and a lot of flippers and a lot of people that want to put some sweat equity into it. So some of those are seeing a little bit more offers. So if you're kind of getting the houses that are kind of just nice houses, maybe need a little touching up, paint, carpet, stuff like that, that may be a good little house that you can probably find in all sorts of price points to maybe get a good offer in there and be successful in getting a house. So with that, we'll kind of touch on with what's going on in the interest rates and all that kind of stuff. I know. So what do we got going on in the mortgage world here, Russ?
The last couple of weeks we did see a little bit of a softening of mortgage rates. They improved just a little bit, and it wasn't something we didn't expect. But now that we've hit June, we've talked in previous sessions, Mark, that the Fed is going to be starting in June to run off their balance sheet. And right on cue, we did see a little bit of deterioration today. Don't know if that's related to the runoff or not, but most of the improvement we saw in mortgage rates has gone away as of today. Whether that comes back or not will really depend upon how the Fed does roll off their balance sheet. And given track record over the last year, I'm not feeling real great about it. In fact, just yesterday, current Secretary of the Treasury and former Fed Chairman Yellen admitted that she was wrong, that inflation was not, in fact, as transitory as what they thought. And so that's part of why we're seeing higher prices at the pump, grocery store, and even with mortgage rates. But on top of that, and this is this is directly related to what we do, as you mentioned earlier. Rents up 15.3% year over year. And just the last month alone, they went up 1.2%. So one thing that's nice, Mark, about buying a house and financing it is you can fix that payment as opposed to rent that is going to be variable every year and likely going to continue to rise based upon just the lack of inventory out there. You mentioned we are seeing inventory numbers rise, which is seasonal, but we still have a tremendous shortage of inventory based upon demand out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, those rent prices are going up. And I think a lot of it that, working with investors myself, and being an investor in the real estate game, those investors that are buying properties today are getting interest rates in the 6%, and so if they're only putting 25% down, their mortgage payment for that rental property is higher than what it was, last year. You're getting, 3.5%, 4% interest rate where you could have your rent prices. So I think that, everything just kind of affects itself going through that. And the other thing, we're talking about property valuation. So I just got mine in the mail. And I've literally had 1 or 2 clients already reach out to me this last week just saying, hey, Mark, think we can protest, what's going on in the tax valuations? And I'm like, absolutely, I'm happy to help you. I know I looked for myself, and, I don't think there's really any justification. It's kind of tough to prove or have evidence of what the market's doing. So if there are opportunities, I know sometimes, last year I did protest my personal residence, was able to get it down, had another client that helped them get theirs down a little bit. So it doesn't work in every case, but if that's something that you've, kind of got a little sticker shock and on what's going on from $100,000 to 150, let's take a look. And if I can get you some supportive data and do a market analysis that you can walk into the DC, Sarpy County, Washington County, Saunders County assessor and say, hey, here's what's going on in the neighborhood, and get it down, 5,000, 10,000. That's all going to save you in the taxes. And so that's also why rent prices are going up as well, as even some of those investors that have those properties, they haven't really raised rent a lot potentially, but then all of a sudden they get their tax bill, and then their mortgage, their insurance is going up. So that's inevitably everything that kind of gets passed down essentially to that renter. Like you said, for a homeowner, lock in that, your mortgage rate, or what your rent price would be for the next 30 years. Yes, it's going to ebb and flow, with insurance, what we just talked about on taxes, but you ain't going to have that 15% typically jump, on your principal and interest payment. That's usually locked for the term of the mortgage. So, but yeah, so if you have any questions about the property valuations, give me a holler, 402-672-7670, or shoot me an email, with property, what your assessed value is, I'll kind of take a look. If it's justified, happy to help you, get you some of the MLS reports and things like that you can submit with your case. So I know like the small, and when I live up here by Blair in Washington County, I went in to file my protest, and she's like, well, we can come to your house today. I was like, oh, all right, great. When I was lived in Douglas County, it was, you wait a couple of weeks, the guys call you, or do that. And, in those smaller counties, less populated, they're ready to rock and roll. So it was great just to have them get it done, and they're super nice and helpful, and, set up your appointment to meet with them. But it was kind of funny. So it's just, I didn't expect that up in Washington County compared to Douglas County. So, but yeah, if you are following in Washington County, be prepared that they may be coming to your house that day. So make sure you have it picked up and all that kind of fun stuff. But anyways, do you have anything else you wanted to touch on today, Russ?
Nope. Let's move into summer. Let's sell some houses and help some people get homes.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I appreciate everyone jumping on. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want us to cover, let us know. Reach out to either one of us. Russ is happy to help you get a game plan for you, on the mortgage side of it. So 402-290-8936 and Russ at WilliamsMortgageLLC.com. We're happy to help you and be on the same team. So take care and have a great rest of the week, and enjoy the nice weather. At least it's not 900-mile-an-hour winds out there today. So